Hello everyone, King Jesus bless you all. I'm making a video today because I'm going to share a dream I had with you last night, and I will say it is the most explosive dream I have ever had. Um, so anyways, in the dream, I was being hunted by Lucifer himself, and surprisingly, you'd think that he would try to mock Christ on being humble and looking humble, but nah, he's too vain. So he tried to look good, like he tried to look handsome and everything, but he wasn't. I could see far past the exterior. He kept trying to convince me to join him, but I wouldn't, and I kept rebuking him. And somehow I got into his house and I managed to get this girl away, virgin, I think. I think his bride, and she wanted to come with me and a handful of other people. Um, this was in the end times, I'm believing, because there was only a few of us left. And so we tried to protect this girl, and Lucifer tried to get in every way possible, trick me, convince me, and I kept rebuking him in King Jesus' holy name. And he even turned himself into a cat, a little tiny black kitten. But I knew that he did it, and he was a shapeshifter. So what I did to the cat is I crushed his head because I knew it was him. And so anyways, I wouldn't give back this girl. She wanted to be with us. And then he sent another witch, okay, and to try and get in. But I ended up going back with her, and she was like spellbound by me because the Lord told me to say this to her. It's not because you didn't choose him. It's because you rejected him. He wants to know why. And so anyways, the dream progressed, and again, fighting the whole time with Lucifer and demons. But then at the very end of the dream, there was a man with me, and he had a shield. He had been with me the whole time. And I don't know if I was the only one who could see him, but I did see him, and he was always with me. It was Jesus. And so I looked on the earth outside of this keep where we were holding up, me and a handful of others, with this girl we were trying to protect. And when I looked out, the earth was covered in millions, and I mean millions of demons, and they were ready to charge us because they wanted that girl back, that bride. Um, but they couldn't have her. We weren't willing to give her up. And so we stayed there, and then King Jesus came out. He was just a man. He was dressed in a robe, and I knew, and he had one weapon, and it was a shield, okay? Just a brown shield with an arrow, almost like an arrow, um, like a spike coming out of it, okay? Looking similar to an arrow with four sides. And so to be honest, in the dream, it was the first time I've ever been terrified, but there was millions of demons. I knew I couldn't fight them. So what I did is I stood behind the man with the shield, and I held on to him in the back, and I covered my eyes. I knew that I would be protected by him. And as these millions of demons rushed in, he stood there holding his shield up, just this one shield. No sword, no nothing, just a shield. And he stood there and he annihilated millions upon millions of demons that went up against us, just a handful of people. And he was in the front line. He took it all. He didn't need us. We stood behind him hiding, literally, quite literally, we stood behind him hiding, and he annihilated them all. And then I woke up in a sweat. So upon a bit of evaluation, I mean, there's parts in the dream that I kind of forget and I kind of remember, but it was just like that was the biggest part where that army of demons came up against us trying to protect this girl. And he stood in the front. He was part of our little band, but he wasn't. He'd been there the whole time with me, but again, I don't think anybody could see him. So when I stood behind him and I held on to his robe and with my face into him like a child would with their father trying to be protected, the others stood behind me. I don't know if they could see him, but again, upon evaluation, I think the shield was the shield of faith, honestly. And anyhow, I thought I would share this dream with you guys. I love each and every one of you, and any insight that you could give me would be fabulous. I hope each and every one of you have a beautiful, blessed day in King Jesus. Take care of yourselves, my brethren. Time is short, and He is the light of the world. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, and no one can get to the Father but through Him, for He and the Father are one.